You say, why did you knock some people over? Somebody said that to me once. We were in North Carolina, and I had befriended this guy who was actually he went over and studied in Tibet, Buddhism and everything, and he was a mystic. So he would have experiences over into the spirit realm, all kinds of things. And so we talked, I befriended him. He came to the meeting that night, and I noticed while we were ministering to people, he stand up with his eyes big as saucers, just looking like that. Afterwards, I went and said, well, Gordon, what'd you think? He said, why were you knocking people over? You were pushing some over. I said, well, no, not really. I said, I'm ministering to them. I said, and the power of God was causing them to fall. Some of them yielded to it, and others, they didn't know what hit them until they got up. I said, why? He said it felt like 400 volts of electricity went through my body when it was taking place. He said, I've never felt anything like that in all my life. I looked at him, I said, Gordon, would you let that be Jesus? Because that's who it was. He goes, I just can't be specific. I got to stay real broad in the way that I see things. I said, all right, I'll see you tomorrow for lunch. That next day I met him for lunch. He's sitting at the table, big-eyed. So I said, Gordon, what's up? He said, never believe what happened. I said, what happened? He said, that power followed me home. I said, it did. I said, well, what happened? He said, well, over the last couple of weeks, doing the meditations that I've done, I picked up a couple of demon spirits. He said, no, I know what to do to keep them from hurting me, but I haven't been able to get them out of my house. He said, that power followed me home, and when I opened the door, those demon spirits turned around and saw that power. I didn't have to say a thing. They took off running, and they've not come back. And I looked at him and said, Gordon, would you let that be Jesus? He said, I just don't know if I can do that. I said, now listen closely to me. You'll either confess that it's Jesus here, or you will confess that it's Jesus on the other side. But if you wait to confess that it's Jesus on the other side, your soul will live in the damnation of hell. Yes. I said, it's so much better if you'll just let that be Jesus right here. Amen. And that man walked away with a sad countenance because he couldn't let, with all of his teaching, and yet he experienced something he's never experienced before. He couldn't let that be Jesus. Can anybody say the word Jesus in here? Jesus. Isn't it wonderful to be able to be around each other and to be able to meet under that wonderful name of Jesus and not be ashamed of it?